Fear is some ill shit, yo. That's like that's a real ill pill right there. And fear will have some people. A person who has that level of fear inside them, they'll watch somebody else be at their best energy. And because they know them or they're around that situation some type of way, what they're doing will put so much shock into that person, they'll feel like it's going to have to be them soon. And they'll try to sabotage the whole circumstance just because of fear of the fact that they're going to have to stand up to that same energy one day. You know, like people see it and it's like sometimes you think in your head, I'm going to have to do this eventually. Being bold and having an individual mind in itself is the essence of the beauty of all things in life. So to have a right mind, like you're going to make the right decision based on how you particularly feel and what's logical for yourself, that combination, mind and heart. So then you can bring it into fruition. You wasn't influenced by what somebody else does or what's more suitable for how they see it. You did it because it's how you felt. The logical connection for you. This is not selfish. This is building. Trees, even when they grow in the earth, they only take nutrients that are from them. They don't eat everything that's in the earth. They don't absorb everything that's in the earth. They only pull in what that tree needs to sustain itself. We think it's just water and whatever the earth is. Well, that ground is going to constantly process as it compacts. So it's always going to squeeze something out for the trees to eat, and they're only going to eat what you got. Some people that don't understand the natural process of things, so they try to eat other things, you know what I mean, to sustain them, and then you start to see why the nutrient value of growth is not to a value of prosperity in certain things like relationships or friendships or whatever. Any type of shit. So it's like it's super important to show up how you are. This just being yourself. That speaks to so many other aspects because it's easily in this world, confusion is the main aspect. They'll take you down the road of everything. Like you'll be speaking about one thing and somebody will jump up and say, oh well yeah, because that goes to this, that, and the third, which has nothing to do with the latent point. Majority of the time, people are innate to build confusion just to get a value of having their voice heard, their frequency placed into the record of life. And those motions in itself distort the value of continuance. So for the most part, people don't even have the ear to truly listen because something feels so good sometimes. That energy coming from the words that are being spoken feels so good, it automatically makes you want to jump and say something right in the middle. You know, the world, it births first, second, and third. So people always want to see themselves as a value that's unconventional for their particular process. So most of the emotional value is based off you feeling what these things are towards how you see these words. So if inadequacy or you not being first and second doesn't sound good to you, then innately you're going to try to place yourself in these particular situations all the time. I don't want to race with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to race. You go ahead and win that race. You run it. Go ahead. On your march, get set, go. I don't want to race with nobody. I like to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm an introvert and an extrovert. I'm an extrovert with people who are in my energy. People who are like my energy, and we can vibe on that type of level, and it's a reciprocity type energy. I'm an extrovert with them. But people who are not of my energy, I'm an introvert. Like I shift in between, you know what I'm saying, standpoints. You know what I mean? On everything. Like I don't give myself fully to where I'm not supposed to. And automatically that's not the ratio for everybody in existence. Everybody don't think like that. gotta want to be right, yo. Like that's just the bottom line for everything. It's not a show and tell party. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just get bombarded with watching the same thing every day and no actual change. Like, it's like I'm gonna say the right things despite the process of what naturality was supposed to be about. You know what I'm saying? Like the world is nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like the world is nuts. Like you see all these things. I'm like, yo, this is just a fad. People don't really, they're not really in this energy. Even if you're home stretching and you're drinking smoothies and you're walking and you're in the sun and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you're meditating. To do that, right, alone defeats the purpose. It's not no plant, no seed that can cultivate by itself. Majority of the time, you got to plant two of them. What's been taken is to understand what's to be replaced, right? So if you're losing parts of yourself because of circumstances that you chose to, be in, lack thereof, or whatever you thought you knew, then it's inherent to understand that was just the love that was poured out of that cup when you chose to deal with whatever particular energy. So then your job is to place that love back into you. When you fill that back up and you feel comfortable enough to move as if you did similar or better, then you move. But keep in mind, that's the point. There's so many little comfortable pockets that we get placed in, and we stay stagnant to the value of what life has to offer. You know what I'm saying? And then you just tell yourself over and over, I'm just going to keep healing. Like, I think something else is going on there in those circumstances. I think people are addicted to the value of having that protection. That fight or flight becomes, I can just say this and I'm left alone. I can just do this and I'm in my own safe space. You know what I mean? It starts to dilute the dynamicism, the dynamic energy of going forth. And, it's just that understanding, like, we kind of fall out of the energy to move forward or be in forward motion. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to see what that looks like. And the open heart always looks like it's willing to accept. You're going to have more discernment of grace with it. You're going to be willing to pull it in faster because you already know what to, like stop signs and red lights and shit. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, so there's no need for you to feel as if you're at a battle. You're just going through life now with more protection to what you're looking at, more comprehension to what it looks like when you look at it and you feel like you want to have a part of it. I ain't going to hold you. I'm trying to show you something. Naga.